So now that we have PyCharm installed, we can open it up. And there's a couple of ways to do it here on a Mac. You can press this magnifying glass and type in PyCharm. And once you do that, then it will open up down here in your list of programs. And then once it does open up, you can press Control, the Control key, press the Control key and hold it down, and then click on the icon, go to Options, and then select Keep in Dock. So by selecting Keep in Dock, it will make sure that this icon is always here, so you don't have to press the magnifying glass. You could just press the icon and it will open up PyCharm. Okay. So I'm going to close it up again and try opening it up. Okay, so this is what you should see when you open it up. And normally what you're going to do is create a new project. But if you've already had a project created in the past that you want to open up, it's usually going to be listed here, and you can just double click it and it will open it up. Okay, so yeah, you could either open up an old project here on the left side or click on Open, or we can select New Project. And of course, this is our first program, so we want to create a new project. I'm going to click on this. It's going to ask us for what's the name of our project, and I'm going to put here variables. Okay, since this module here is called variables, and that's about it. I guess we can go ahead and hit create. One thing to notice here is that this project that we made called variables is inside of a folder called PyCharm projects. So if I ever want to go here to my variables project, I can come here to my Finder and I can click on dlee. You notice here it's dlee PyCharm projects, and then PyCharm projects is here, and here are all the different projects I've made in my PyCharm. Okay, and once I go ahead and create this project, you'll notice that it's also added here, right? Variables created today at 11:33, and right now it's 11:33. Okay, so we have our PyCharm opened up, and we have our project folder created here. You could see here on the left side that we also have our project folder on the left side here. And if I click on this little arrow, it should show the contents of the project variables. But you'll notice here there are no contents to the project variables. There's contents here to the externals library folder, but there's no content in the variables project folder. So what we want to do is add our first Python file to this project. The way you're going to do it is you're going to hold down Control, and then you're going to click on variables, the folder. If you're on a Windows machine, you would right-click the variables folder, and also you would right-click the icon if you wanted to keep in dock. Okay, so I'm going to hit Control because I'm on a Mac, and I'm going to go to New, and you're going to want to say New File, but that's not the correct option. You don't want to do that. If you do that, your Python program will not work. We want to use Python file. Okay, never do file, always do Python file. So we do that, and it asks for the name, and I'm going to call this Hello World. And in Python, we always keep the names of our variables and our classes and our functions. Basically, in Python, everything that you name, you start it with a lowercase. And if you have more than one word in the name, then you separate the words using an underscore. So that's what I'm going to call it here. I'm going to call it hello_world. And I'll hit OK. And now you see I have my hello_world.py. Py stands for Python. And here I am. Here's my project. The first thing that we're going to go through is the first thing that everyone goes through, every coder goes through, which is to write a HelloWorld program. Okay. And what is a HelloWorld program? It's a program where it will print out the words Hello World on the screen. Okay. So how do we do that? Well, in Python, the command is print. So you're going to type print, and you're going to put 2 parentheses. Inside of the parentheses, you're going to put 2 double quotes. And whatever you put in the 2 double quotes is what's going to print out to the screen. Okay. So I want my print line to say hello world, so I'm going to type in hello and world. Python also, this PyCharm, it also like teaches you how to write Python code the same way that everybody writes Python code. And the way that it teaches you this is by these these gray squiggly lines. Whenever you see a gray squiggly line, that's the PyCharm telling you, hey, you're not writing the code the way that other people write code. So when you see those gray squiggly lines, you want to hover over it and you want to read it and try to fix your program so that it follows the same rules that all other Python programmers follow. So you can see here it says no new line at end of file. And what is a new line? A new line is a return. Okay, and you'll notice here when I don't have that new line at the end, I have my squiggly gray line, just like you will have your squiggly gray line. But if I go ahead and add a new line, that squiggly gray line goes away. Now notice here, if I put a space here, I believe that squiggly gray line should return. Yeah, do you see that squiggly gray? It's right here. And if I hover over it, it says blank line at end of file. So what Python wants is a line of its own at the very bottom of your program, but for there to be no characters, no spaces, nothing in that line. Okay, so this is a perfectly created Python Hello World program. And now let's go ahead and run it. And the way that you run it is you hold down Control and you click on the tab. All right, you click on this tab, this program tab, and then you go down to Run Hello World. So let's go ahead and do that. You'll see that the console at the bottom pops up, okay, and we have our program printing out Hello World. So we have completed our first Hello World program, and if you go ahead and do the same and follow the same steps that I've just gone through, then you will have also completed your Hello World program. One more thing I would like to add before finishing up this video is the first time you run the program, you need to hold down Control and click on the tab and press Run Hello World, right? Or Run Hello, whatever file you want to run. But the second time you run it, you could just press this play sign or this play sign up in the top right corner. Or you can do Control, click, Run Hello World. So after you run it the first time, now you have 3 different options to run the program. Okay. So if I go Hello World and I do 3 exclamation points, and now I want to run it for a second time, down here we call this our console, so that it prints this string out in our console with the exclamation points. Well, now I have a couple of options. I can hold down Control, click on the tab, click on Run Hello World. I can press this plus sign, but for me the most convenient is just pressing this plus sign right next to the console. So I'm going to do that, and you'll see it runs again, and it does print out the 3 exclamation points.